Good morning, everybody, and welcome to The Balancing Act. We're so glad you joined us. I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Villaverdi.
Okay, today we're continuing our Broadway Balances America series, once again, going behind the scenes of Broadway's best shows as they travel across the country.
So based on the 2005 film and inspired by a true story, Kinky Boots, right here, tells the story of an aspiring young businessman who is forced to give up his dreams, but ultimately forms an unlikely partnership and saves the family business.
It is a fabulous journey, one that ultimately proves when you change your mind about someone, you can change your world.
And finding true happiness comes when we embrace our individuality.
Kind of love the whole theme of this show.
I'm very excited to see it.
Plus, did you know that more than 5 million students are taking at least one online course, and online students account for more than 25% of the total enrollment in colleges and universities, and we're going to talk about that too.
We got a lot to talk about this morning, especially Kinky Boots. The Balancing Act starts right now.
Broadway Balances America, brought to you by Broadway across America, bringing the best of Broadway to a city near you.
We're once again heading to Broadway and beyond as our Broadway Balances America series takes us behind the scenes of some of the most beloved Broadway musicals as they travel across the country and into your local theaters.
Today, Balancing Act correspondent Amber Milt sits down with pop icon Cyndi Lauper, this is going to be good, and the talented team behind Kinky Boots, the global theatrical success that proves you can be anything you want to be.
And that sometimes the best way to fit in is to stand out.
Indeed, ladies, this Tony and Grammy award-winning musical has not only struck a chord with audiences everywhere, it's also giving back to the community, working with LGBT youth, giving them an up-close and personal look at the industry that is Broadway.
Price & Sons spent the last century making a range of shoes for men. We will begin this century making a range of shoes for a range of men.
It's everything a Broadway production should be: entertaining, uplifting, and inspiring.
There's the 6 steps of happiness. 1, pursue the truth. 2, learn something new. 3, accept yourself and you'll accept others too. 4, let love shine. 5, let pride be your guide. And 6, this was the kicker, you change the world when you change your mind, which you do. That's how the world changes.
I'm not my father's son. I'm not the image of what he dreamed of.
Learning acceptance is at the heart of the show, which is based on the 2005 film Kinky Boots, and inspired by a true story of 2 unlikely friends who come together to save a failing family shoe business.
Both Charlie and Lola find their strength, they find their bliss unexpectedly, and they actually accomplish something. Charlie saves a factory. Lola becomes a designer. You can set a dream, and you can make it a reality.
And the show became a reality when producers Daryl Roth and Hal Luftig joined forces.
We feel very proud. We certainly feel excited about the way it's been accepted by people, not only in New York, but across the country.
We've had people come up to us, emails and mails that they've seen the show or someone they know saw the show, and it actually has changed their life, the way they look at the world or the way they accept somebody.
Because the story is so much about finding where you belong within your family, within your community, and yourself.
It was brought to the stage by an impressive multi-Tony Award-winning team, with a book by Harvey Fierstein, direction and choreography by Jerry Mitchell, and of course, music and lyrics by Cyndi Lauper.
Well, Harvey always says, in musicals, when there are no more words, they sing. That's the whole thing about doing this whole Broadway thing. I go all over the world trying to have my music heard and feel accepted. And all I really had to do, I get all choked up, was look in my own backyard. And the people in Broadway welcomed me with open arms, and they didn't care if I was weird.
Thanks to that embrace, the production and Cyndi Lauper's True Colors Fund have joined forces to give the next generation a helping hand.
Well, how does Kinky Boots incorporate that in terms of generating a new buzz with the LGBTQ community?
They don't have a voice, and they really never did. Now things are changing. Oh my God, things are changing in the world. It's so much better.
Today, students from the Hetrick Martin Institute, which provides support and programming for at-risk LGBT youth, and the True Colors Fund, which is working to end LGBT youth homelessness, have gathered as part of Kinky Boots' Raise You Up community youth program.
All anybody wants in the world is a fair shot.
The program, which takes place in New York and across the country, allows students to learn about and immerse themselves in the career opportunities within the theater industry.
It is wonderful to be part of something that I feel like is actually making a difference in the world. Be proud of yourself. You do not have to apologize.
They go to different offices that are in the theater world. You know, if they visit the advertising agency or they'll visit the producer's office, they'll work with people on stage, and they'll really get a bird's eye view of what it's like to be involved in a Broadway production. And so I think the kids come into it and they feel very special. We try to make them feel very special.
And we ask them if we can, you know, do you have a special area of interest?
Piquing their interest as they experience firsthand what goes into the making of an international smash hit.
And then in the finale, you'll see he wears this bowler hat, this is actually hair up here.
A lot of the young people are less fortunate and will never get to see something like this, will never get to think that they can afford a ticket or to even imagine. They never have a chance to know that there's something behind the scenes, that there's acting, there's singing, there's stage lighting, there's engineering.
I may be facing the impossible. I may be chasing after miracles.
The show's message resonates for everyone who participates.
To be yourself is so complicated. It's just like, be yourself. But then people have ideas of who you are and then tell you, be yourself, when they think you're doing something that's not you. And I feel like Kinky Boots is more than just be who you are, you know, it's just be.
As for the actor who becomes Lola 8 times a week on the national tour of Kinky Boots. So are there characteristics of Lola that you feel like you identify with?
Absolutely. Lola is fabulous and brave and really fearless, you know? And I've become all of those things in playing the part over the last year.
A fabulous transition that happens for Lola once she gave in to just being herself. And can we talk about those infamous boots?
The shoes are 6-inch heels made for our feet. At the beginning of the week, they start pretty comfortable. By the end of the week, your feet are swollen. But it's so much fun just to play pretend.
Part of the original Broadway cast, Kyle says national audiences are embracing the production.
The audiences are overjoyed. I think that it is a story that is definitely needed and that people are ready for. The story of acceptance, no matter who you are and what you are. People are jumping up to their feet at the end of the show and dancing. They're laughing, they're crying. I mean, it really is inspirational, and I'm so proud to be a part of that.
Speaking of dancing, those students from the Raise You Up program even had the chance to learn some of Jerry Mitchell's fabulous choreography.
Cat eyes, swoop it up, keep moving your legs, right, left, catch that.
And that award-winning score continues to move both audiences and the actors.
Oh, sometimes you can work really hard and it doesn't happen. This time it did. And it seemed like we were doing the right thing at the right time.
Right before I started the show, I lost my father. We were working on my favorite song, Hold Me in Your Heart. And one day she walked up to me and she said, so listen, this song isn't about being strong for your father, it's about trying to be strong for your father. So the song hits really close to home.
For all involved, Kinky Boots continues to be a labor of love, a heartwarming experience.
I've met a lot of young African-American men who wanted to be Broadway actors, and they really didn't think that there was a place for them on Broadway until they saw Kinky Boots and saw me performing this part, and it said, hey, you matter, work hard and dream big.
And you see this, and you realize, wow, you know,
I'm not alone. What you realize is I'm not alone.
And there's a place that somebody can accept somebody.
It's a lot of good stuff about Kinky Boots. And a lot of glitter and glam, I like to say. So it's got it all.
It's got it all. It's everything a Broadway show should be, I think.
Yep.
Everybody say yeah, yeah.
ready to say yeah? The North American tour of Kinky Boots continues, coming soon to a theater near you. Check out BroadwayBalanceSAmerica.com or go to our website, TheBalancingAct.com, for all the show information, tour dates, and more.
We all know knowledge is power, and education is the foundation of progress. For those of you who want to advance yet juggle so much in your lives, pursuing an online degree is your saving grace. But now what? How do you choose the right school for you? Well, first off, remember this: all online programs are not created equal. Among the very best online programs, one of them shines brighter than a Texas Lone Star. And Dr. DeArmond, love your name, from West Texas A&M University is here to explain. It's so great to have you on the set.
It's so wonderful to be here.
Okay, Doctor, is it a stretch to say that online learning has been one of the biggest game changers in education?
I think online education, is one that has really been an impetus for change within the dynamics of education.
Sure. And I'm sure a lot of our viewers are still asking, how is it possible to get the same level of education where you're not in the classroom?
I think that education has had many different changes throughout history, and I think that online education is one of those that has been very almost disruptive in a good way for education.
Yeah.
And so at West Texas A&M, where I am, we definitely take advantage of technology, and we have a president that's very forward-minded, Dr. J. Pat O'Brien, and he hired some really amazing people. One of those is a chief information officer that was ranked in Computer World.
Wow.
And his name is James Webb. And so together they work to strategize, and then that propagates through the entire university.
You're a business professor, and you're also director of accreditations. And what can you tell us about accreditation? It must be really important when you're checking online degree programs that are out there, right?
It's so very important. And if I'm at home right now and I'm thinking about maybe going back to school,
right,
you're going to find that schools are accredited by something.
Okay.
And what you really need to do is be aware of what that something is. Do your homework before you actually go do your schoolwork. And what you'll find is that different accrediting bodies will tell you different things about schools. For example, in our College of Business, we achieved AA CSB accreditation. Well, what does that mean?
What is
For
that?
the average person,
right.
That means nothing. But what that actually means is it's a business school that's in the top 10% globally.
Wow.
And so when you see that, and then you start
really
to see
important
it
information.
is. And then also if you look at other accrediting bodies that exist within those schools, and at West Texas A&M, we work really hard to achieve the highest level of accreditation in each and every program that we have.
That's impressive. And now, speaking of business degrees, I've heard that getting your MBA online is probably one of the most popular. Is that true?
I think the MBA, because of the AA CSB accreditation, and because we were ranked in U.S. News and World Report, it caught a buzz. And I mean, have you ever thought about people that have a psychology degree, maybe, for example, and they're at home and maybe they're running their own little business,
right?
And they have this passion for the business, and suddenly they think, well, why am I not learning more about how to run my own business? And so what they've done is they've gone back and they've looked and they see, wow, an MBA. And a lot of times people think that they can't earn an MBA if they're not a business undergraduate.
Wow.
That's not the case.
All right, Doctor, let's listen to one of your students who had something to say about that.
I own the Golden Light Cafe and Cantina, and it's a bar and restaurant in Amarillo, Texas. When looking for an MBA program, I researched several different programs, but I ended up choosing WT because of its accreditation and the quality of its program. All at an affordable price that I could do at my own time at home while running my businesses and having 2 children. It was just amazing for me.
Aha. So, you've got so many diverse students. You've got first-time students, entrepreneurs, working adults, people with degrees, people in the military. What else should these type of students be looking for?
I think something for everyone to understand is that the nature of the online engagement and learning is very diverse. You do see all different types and walks in online education. I think that's something that when you look for that, is the school military friendly? Is the school, does it help with tuition needs? Does it have a tuition estimator? available online. These are some of the things that I think people should really be looking for.
And how do educators like yourself measure the success of online degree programs?
One of the things that we're really concerned with at West Texas A&M University is the placement of our students. I always tell people, don't come to West Texas A&M University if you don't want someone to care about you.
Oh,
and that's not just a cop-out. What that is that we really are an integral unit that really does care from the time a person first steps on either virtually or on the ground, on campus, and we try to monitor and manage that throughout the life cycle of that student. And we do that through active placement, we do that through internships, experiential learning. It's a lot of different things that we try to, no matter where you are, where you come from, we try to get you engaged in what we're doing at West Texas A&M.
You know, I've got to say, I really like your philosophy. It makes a lot of sense. Keep up the good work, Doctor, will you?
Thank you.
Okay, before we go, we got to get, do I do this right? I'm going to give a shout out to your mascot.
That's right.
Go Buffs?
It's Go Buffs.
Oh, all right, all right.
Right.
Thank you for coming in. Great to have you in studio today. All right, and for more information on a great education that's affordable too, log on to WTAMU.edu or thebalancingact.com, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
What's for breakfast this morning? Is it the same old, same old? It doesn't have to be. Bye-bye boring. Hello, hearty. Back with us again is my friend, Chef Chris Paul, to show us how to make a hearty noodle omelet using yakisoba noodle trays. What I love that we're doing this morning is we're gonna make something really good for breakfast. And before we do, with the girls, it's really important they eat before they go to school.
Yeah, with my kids too, you have to get something. It's better to eat something than nothing, and you want to eat something like an omelet. This is something totally creative out of the box.
And I know we're gonna use yakisoba noodles in an omelet. Noodles?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yes, it is. All right, well, let's get started.
Okay, so we want to spray this pan. I'm going to ask you to, spray that for me.
I'll do the spraying.
Awesome.
Voila.
Okay, so now we're going to mix up. If you would assist me today, yes?
Oh, okay.
We've got 2 eggs, so we want to crack those in the bowl.
Okay, let's do it with no shells, right?
Yep.
Actually, I'm a pretty good cook, so let's see.
Look at that.
There
No
you
shell.
go. There you go.
You are good. Wow.
I love to cook, I must say.
And then we're going to add a little bit of that milk right there.
Okay.
Half and half.
A little bit of milk.
And we want to definitely add the seasoning packet, which we have right here.
Oh, really? Before?
Yep, absolutely.
Interesting.
Incorporates all the flavor. Without this packet, it would not be the true traditional noodles that everybody loves.
Okay, I think we got it all in there.
So we're going to mix this all up. And so now this pan is nice and hot, so we're going to pour this right in the pan. Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear it? Your food's talking to you.
Anything that sizzles is my kind of thing.
Awesome. So the next step we're going to be doing is adding noodles. You want to make sure you add noodles in there.
So you put them in the microwave first.
4 minutes, yep.
Okay.
What we're going to do is take a little bit of the noodles out, and I'm going to chop these up. Just a little bit for taste.
Okay, like a quarter cup maybe?
That's a perfect amount, yep.
Okay.
And then you want to take the noodles, add just a little chop.
You know, my girls would actually love this because they'll say, omelet, mommy, really? Eggs? And sometimes I need to razzle dazzle, so this is a good way.
Yes. So we're going to put a little bit of onions right in there.
And I love onions.
Me too. Pimentos.
Pimentos. Oh,
right?
A little bit
color.
of sassiness there.
Yes, a little flavor. Okay, so now you've got these ingredients in here. We're going to cook out the omelet. I'm going to fold this in half, so if you'd give me that plate.
You got it.
Perfect.
You have to come over for breakfast more often.
Oh,
and
I'd
the
love
girls
to.
will be really happy that you made this for them. Oh, that smells and looks so good.
So now I'm just going to add a little bit of cheese.
A little bit.
Right?
No. This is for me, right? Wait. Let me
Load
take
it on there.
advantage. Who's counting calories
There you
this
go.
morning? Not
and while
me.
you're at it, throw some bacon on there too.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
yes. Love bacon. Okay.
Beautiful. Okay.
Can I try it?
Please.
Let me see.
Please. Absolutely.
Big fork. Why not? Que rico. So good. Okay, you know you're always welcome. If you want to learn more about yakisoba noodle trays, log on to thebalancingact.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Share your favorite noodle recipes with us and have fun at breakfast. Oh, I'm going to take another bite.
So what can you say in 140 characters? A lot. So let's get social. Join the conversation. Follow us on Twitter @TheBalancingActTV.
Thanks so much for starting your day with us. Remember to check out our Broadway BalanceSAmerica.com to find out when Kinky Boots is coming to your city.
Can't wait. And those were some boots, weren't they?
Ooh, Amber, Rocket, where are my red boots? Where are
God, that girl was
Kinky
strutting
boots?
those things. Lots more on our website, by the way, thebalancingact.com.
We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Until the next time, remember, find your Kinky Boots. All right, so long, everybody.
I can actually see you in these things.